Hey guys, welcome to the Freedom Fire channel. My name is Dale. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and video review of the Sig Sauer Romeo 5X. Inside of the box, you've got some foam, a microfiber lens cloth, silica gel, rail mount and screws, lens caps, a key to adjust the screws, and the best part, the optic. The Sig Sauer Romeo 5X is a very well built red dot. It's made out of solid aircraft grade aluminum, and it feels very robust, but it's not heavy. The Sig Sauer Romeo 5X only weighs 5 ounces. It has an amazing battery life. Sig claims that this optic will keep going for 50,000 hours. It's powered by a AAA battery, which you unscrew and insert right here, meaning that you don't have to remove this sight from the gun to change the battery. Not that you'll probably ever have to change the battery, for a very long time at least, but when you do, that's how. Part of the reason that the 5X has such a long battery life is because it has what they call motion activated illumination, or they call it MOTAC, M-O-T-A-C. I don't know what that stands for, but it's motion activated illumination. Meaning that when this sits still for an extended period of time, it just turns itself off. The dot does not illuminate, it goes completely off. But when you pick it up and this optic senses movement, it turns back on. That's pretty awesome. I really like that. That's a huge plus to me. I think that's really neat. It's very innovative. Other than its 50,000 hours of battery life, its aluminum housing, it's got a 20mm aperture. It's a one-time magnification, meaning no magnification at all. And it's got a 2 MOA dot. That's right. I was trying to remember if it was 2 MOA or 4 MOA. For those of you that don't know, and I didn't know this for a really long time, but I was always too embarrassed to ask, MOA means minutes of aperture. But what that means is that probably doesn't, if you don't know what MOA means, that doesn't help you. MOA, a 2 MOA dot, it means that at 100 meters, the dot against the target is going to appear to be 2 inches in diameter. So like with a 4 MOA dot, it would be 4 inches against the target at 100 meters. That's important to know. So if you didn't know, now you know. This has got the lens, I don't know if you can see it in the camera there. It's got sort of an orange hue to it. This is what Sig Sauer calls their Spectra coat. And that the Spectra coat cuts down on glare and sun flare and things of that nature. But the lens is extremely clear. It's really nice looking. It's got their IPX7, which means that you should be able to submerge this for 30 minutes in up to 1 meter of water. So if you're going to leave your optic 3 feet in the water for 30 minutes, this is the sight for you. This is a wonderful optic for that. If any of you guys are familiar with the Sig Sauer's lifetime warranty on their products or on their optics, it's wonderful. You don't have to have a receipt, you don't have to have proof of purchase or sign a warranty card or anything like that. You simply just send it back to them and they replace it or fix it. It's a super simple process. The Sig Sauer Romeo 5X cost $239 at the Msrp. I bought this one at Nichols Outfitters in Pelham for $189. Nichols, by the way, great store. If you live in the Birmingham area, if you live in Alabama, visit Nichols. They've got everything you could want, from there's all sorts of SBRs and silencers and just everything from that to a huge selection of shotguns and precision shooting pistols, just everything. So check out Nichols if you haven't. Shameless plug. Great store. Well, I can show you this Romeo 5X all day long, and it's probably going to get pretty boring, so we're going to put it on a gun and go shoot it. So as you can see here, I've already mounted the Sig Sauer Romeo 5X to my AR-15. It's a really simple process. If you own an AR-15, I'm sure that you know how to mount an accessory to your Picatinny rail. You'll take the key that you were given in the box with the Sig Sauer Romeo 5X, and you will loosen this up, put it on the rail, and tighten it down. It's really that simple. As far as placement goes, you want to make sure that it's placed on the upper. Even if you have a free-floating handguard, the handguard itself will never be stable enough to mount an optic. The handguard, it heats up, it expands, it contracts. It's just not going to hold zero like an upper receiver will. So the closer to your eye it is, the easier theoretically the easier it is to pick up the dot, to acquire the dot. You don't want to be caught searching, but the farther forward it is, the more accurate it could be a little bit more accurate at long distance. In the end, it really just comes down to preference. So there you have it. It's pretty easy. Mount it up. It looks great. It's an awesome optic. We'll go shoot it here shortly. Hey guys, so we made it out here. We're at the range, and I brought the AR-15 with the Sig Sauer Romeo 5X. Two things that I know that everybody wants to see in the testing and review of this optic is its water resistance and its shock resistance. Those are the two things that I would say are probably the most detrimental to an optic in an actual combat scenario. It's going to be water and getting beaten up. You're dropping your gun, you're low crawling with it, tossing it on your bag, just whatnot. Any sort of knocks that it may take. It's not perfectly zeroed. It's pretty close. I've just shot a few test rounds to see if it was on, and it's right about there. It's definitely close enough to test with. So I'm going to hit it a few times, and if my shot groups trend one direction or the other, then we'll know that it's been knocked off of zero. So without any further ado, we're going to do the water resistance check. But I do want to show you, weapon is safe, it's clear, and we are on safe. So know that you guys like to see that. Alright, let's get it wet. This goes against everything that I've ever wanted to do with one of my guns or optics, but whatever, guys. Slosh it around in there. By the way, that rattling that you just heard when I was shaking my rifle around, I have a I have a key in here, inside my Magpul grip. Kind of bothers me hearing that rattling. Probably take it out, put it in my range bag or something. Trying to some of this water off my rifle. Alright, so it shouldn't fog up at all. It shouldn't, definitely shouldn't get any water in there. Like I said, this thing is water resistant. That's definitely more, that, of course that was not 1 meter at 30 minutes, but I think that's more realistic as to what might happen. You know, maybe you're crawling through some water, or shooting in the rain, I don't know. That's probably more water than anybody's Romeo 5X will get on it anyways. And it's perfectly clear. I don't see any fog at all. If anything, that may have actually cleaned off my crystals, may have cleaned off the lenses on here more than anything. So kind of glad I did that. Looks better than it did just a few minutes ago. Well, alright guys. So that was the water test. Now, I'm going to beat it up a little bit. Alright, I soaked my scope, I beat it with a water bottle. Those were pretty hard hits. I think that those hits were a lot harder than most hits are going to be. So, let's see if it held zero. Alright, so we're not too far away from the targets here. So, as far as long range accuracy goes, I won't know exactly how well it held up to the shock test, but I'll have a pretty good idea. It was fairly dead on when I tested it out before I shot this video and before I beat it up, so it should be just as good now. Let's take a few shots. Alright, had to set the target back up. This is not the best range setup. Hoping to build something a lot better this fall. Right now it's just far too hot out here to do that. We need to cut down some trees, clear out some further area out into this hill back here. You can't see there's a big hill behind where I'm shooting. So no, my bullets aren't just going over to my neighbor's land. There's a very large hill over there. But we're going to clear it out and get a couple hundred yards worth of range out here. But let's go ahead and do a couple more shots onto that target just to show you about where we're hitting after beating it up. Alright guys, I wanted to show you where we hit on this target after zeroing it in. The first time I took my very first shot, I hit right there. And I just figured that was pretty good. Stopped right there. Didn't really shoot it anymore after that. And I had a bunch of bottles and stuff up here, and I hit them every time. Even from back as far as about 50 yards, I was hitting them constantly. So I didn't really need any more evidence than that. Then we beat up the sight, and my first 3 shots were right here on this target. It's pretty good. As you can see, those shots are moving horizontally, so that was a poor trigger squeeze on my end. And then I shot down here, and I hit, you see that? Light's pretty weird. I hit it right there, then I hit it right there, and I also shot dead center twice. So that was from about 25 yards away. While these aren't great shot groups at all, this one's pretty good. But while you know, that one right there is not like, that's not impressive or anything. That's not very impressive or anything. It's not bad for what we're doing, and I will take that. I'm definitely going to say that that optic held 0 pretty well.